Hey everybody, it's been a while. Figured I'd do a quick, summertime update. Play a tune for you, catch you up on what's going on, and yeah, let's go ahead and kick off. This is a tune back for Andrea Beaton by Carroll. There we go. I'll take my lav mic off of here. Oh no, sounds like there's some construction going on or something like that. We're just going to go ahead and keep on recording. There we go. Alright, it looks like my audio is still okay, so let's just keep this rolling. So yeah, that was a tune that I learned, I think, at the end of last summer. Haven't been playing my fiddle as much lately, the last week or so I'm a little bit rusty. Mostly because I picked up a new instrument that I've been trying to learn. I started a course to learn how to play classical guitar, but we'll come to that in a second here. Basically, there's a couple instruments I've always wanted to learn. I've always wanted to learn the fiddle, and so I spent the last 2+ years doing that. I've always wanted to learn how to play fingerstyle guitar, specifically classical guitar, because it sounds stunning. And there's a couple other little things I wanted to learn. I started learning mandolin because I learned the fiddle, and they're very similar instruments. Specifically, they're tuned the same and the scale lengths are similar. And I also ended up picking up one of these, which is an octave mandolin, which is a mandolin plus. Right? It's tuned an octave lower, and it's significantly larger. Yeah, it's got a cool sound. It's tuned like a mandolin, same fingerings and everything. It sounds really nice. It's a pretty instrument. Look at that back. It's gorgeous. But mandolin in Irish music is typically a melody instrument as opposed to an accompaniment instrument. And fiddle is also a melody instrument. It carries the melody line. So I didn't really need to learn much in the way of chords for my mandolin. And I still don't know much in the way of chords for my mandolin. And I don't know that much about accompanying on them. So I kind of wanted to learn an instrument that was kind of comprehensive. And classical guitar is a comprehensive system where you not only carry your own melody, you also accompany yourself. You play your own bass line. And that really appeals to me. Specifically, the dexterity going on with the right hand. This is all well and good. Left-handed fingerings are really impressive. It's cool to watch, but what really impresses me is keeping track of 4 or 5 fingers going all at once on the right hand. Really cool. And it just sounds like multiple instruments going at once. It's just a really complete, pleasant sound. So I want to learn it. Last week I started a classical guitar course online. I don't know if it's the best way to learn, but it's the way that's going to work for me. In the same way that I learned fiddle, mostly through online videos and such. So far, haven't done too much with it. It's kind of like starting from scratch again. So basically just been in the same way that you start by learning how to bow on a violin. Started by learning how to do alternate finger picking like that with just the index and middle finger. And then you start working your way up the E scale, or I mean up your E string. But you're still in first position, so you're not really going very far. It's just those first 3 notes. And then they add it onto your B string. Yeah, it's fun. It's a new challenge. It's a different type of coordination that I'm not used to. Very fine coordination, whereas playing the fiddle is a bigger movement. This is a very small, controlled movement. That's very different and kind of tricky to get the hang of, but it's fun. Another added benefit, and one that I've kind of overlooked but was pleasantly surprised about, was that I kind of have no choice but to learn to read sheet music. I mean, I've always known how to read sheet music, but it's always been kind of like watching me read sheet music is like watching some scholar bent over a dusty tome in an archaic tongue trying to decipher it. It takes him hours and he doesn't get very much done. And it's pretty much the same when I read sheet music. I spend 40 minutes transcribing 16, 32 bars, whatever, into tabs, so that way I can read them for fiddle, which is not only useless, it's actually counterproductive. It's a waste of time, and it doesn't really help me since I have to learn it by ear anyway. So learning to read music will not only unlock a lot of fiddle repertoire, but it'll also help me with my guitar. And mean that I have a way to learn music that doesn't involve me just listening to the same piece over and over and over again until it finally manages to stick. So that's kind of another cool little ancillary skill that's going to be, or that has so far been coming along. There are a lot of exercises that I basically just go through. Haven't really learned much in the way of tunes yet. Jingle Bells was like one of the first real tunes that they wanted us to play, and everyone knows Jingle Bells, so it wasn't hard to pick up. There's another German folk tune that I don't know by heart or by any stretch of the imagination, but is a nice little exercise to play. And then I also kind of just wanted to learn how to play. The one that popped into my head was the Russian folk tune from Tetris. You guys know the one. Da, 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 da. So I was like, how does that go? And I kind of figured out a little bit. Yeah, so that was kind of a fun little thing to just figure out. Also, it gets me bouncing between strings a little bit more, so that's pretty helpful as a practice exercise. But yeah, that's basically what I've been up to. That and working from home, all that stuff. So it's been a pretty interesting quarantine. I'm glad I picked this up. It's been kind of reinvigorating. But yeah, nice checking in with everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.